What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar, and we are talking about OnyxCoin today, XCN, USD. Hit that like button, subscribe. Thank you all for being here. It is the 16th day of March, and here we are at about 0.006, right at the threshold of this breakout. And, I was thinking about some stuff that I said yesterday, and I wish that I said this in yesterday's video because I think I'm a little too rigid sometimes. And it's important to know when to be rigid, but also when to be flexible. And with OnyxCoin, I think it deserves a little bit of flexibility. Now, hear me out, because you might think that I'm playing favorites, but just hear me out. OnyxCoin is a low market cap, very low volume liquidity crypto right now. A lot of cryptos are low volume, low liquidity. OnyxCoin has better volume for most things in its market cap right now, but the fact of the matter is, we look at OnyxCoin here. If anybody's hearing this thinking, okay, this sounds bad, it's not bad. It's not bad. I promise you. I'm going to explain. Just give me a second. It's really not bad at all. It's just the rules are different for flexible versus rigid, okay? Market cap, 225 million, volume 24 million in the past 24 hours. That's good volume. That's desirable. That's completely desirable volume, okay? That's great. You look at other coins with that market cap, tell me if their market caps are even at like 5% daily volume. Most of them are probably not right now at these in these moments in the market. I digress, okay? All I'm trying to say is yesterday, when I was talking about this on the 4-hour time frame, talking about how it would be better if we didn't go below 0.006, maybe I should have seen this coming a little bit more, that we would kind of disrespect this high because we have such low liquidity. This high, as the quote-unquote breakout point for our Adam and Eve, textbook, by the way that you do things in the most rigid way possible, no exceptions, the very technical way, this is the breakout point. But we have a low liquid, low volume, low market cap coin. The rules might be a little bit more flexible. Perhaps that's not the breakout point. Perhaps this was the breakout point. Perhaps these highs were the breakout point, in which case we back tested those highs directly. The point that I'm trying to make here is if anybody gets discouraged because we see the price come down a little bit more, even as low as like 0.0579 or even maybe like 0.0577, something in that area, I don't think it's necessarily that significant, because we can be flexible to the upside. We can also be flexible to the downside. That's all I'm trying to say. So now that we have that understanding, what we're doing here is actually very positive, right? Whenever you move up and you consolidate right above a prior area of resistance, as we are now, that's good structure. That typically leads to more growth, continuation. That's not, if it was a pump and a dump, we've seen what that looks like, right? And that's the thing too, to all the people who are commenting that it's not that it can't happen. OnyxCoin could from here come all the way back down. It really could. Understand this too. We've got a lot of time between now and the 27th for Goliath. We can see some volatility. It can happen. It's not what I'm expecting, but even if we went back down to 0.052, there, 3 days ago, getting above 0.005 was awesome. So we're not too good for those levels. We can come down and find a higher low. That's okay. We've been having this rounded bottom structure. It can continue to happen. That's not my expectation. But on that note, again, just consolidating like this, notice how this pump and consolidation so far is different than the pump and dump we saw here, is different than the pumps and dumps that we saw here, which still inevitably led to these prices, right? Anybody who's comparing what we're doing now to this, to this, to this, to this, to this, to this, it's not the same. And you can already see why. Okay? Totally different environment, totally different levels of volume, totally different narrative to hype up the price, right? Let alone the privacy thing, man. I really think the privacy thing makes a whole lot of sense. I really do. Somebody tried to say to me yesterday, and I responded. I think I wrote a well thought out comment. Doesn't mean that I'm right. But somebody said, you might be thinking about it too much. Public version, mainnet could just mean that it is the mainnet, right? That it's nothing special. It just is what it is. That is the mainnet. It's the public version, where the testnet is the non-public version. But the testnet's public. Anytime, and I've been in crypto since 2015. Anytime that I've seen like Ethereum mainnet come online, Cardano mainnet come online, any kind of mainnet for any massive crypto that we've had, they always say mainnet is live. Mainnet launched today. I've never seen mainnet public version. I think they're, and OnyxCoin, I think it was deliberate. I think they are They're sneaky with their wordplay, and not in a bad way. I don't think that in a bad way. I think there's another meaning there. I really do. And I'm taking it personally. I'm theorizing that that could mean that there will be a private version too, which makes sense, right? If we're gearing up for institutional onboarding, institutions want privacy. They literally want it. It makes sense that if we're trying to onboard institutions, that we would have a privacy feature, and maybe a Goliath mainnet version that was private, a private version to the public version. I don't know. Anyways, maybe it's nothing at all. Maybe whoever was commenting that, maybe you're right. Maybe all of us are wrong and it's something different entirely. I don't know, but that's the thing. Again, we're not going to make assumptions. We can make assumptions, but let's not cling to them, right? Let's not cling to them as reality. We'll see. We'll see what happens. We'll see if there's any announcements afterward. I take it as a sign that there will be more developments on top of Mainnet even after the release. And I mean, of course there will be, but that's given anyways. But anyways, here we are. Enough talk. I'm talking so much. Looking at the 1 hour time frame, this does look like a bull flag. Now, here's the deal, y'all. Even though it looks like this is our bull flag, okay, we could do this thing, and it happens all the time in crypto, where you quote unquote break out, and really this wasn't your bull flag overall. This was your bull flag, and now you're in this kind of range, right? You can see that happen and still form the bull flag more. So don't get too excited on a breakout. What we want to see with any kind of break of this range is some volume coming in. It doesn't have to be this stupendous, but something that is growing for sure. Something ideally that is above the average levels of volume. For those of you that don't know, you see how these levels of volume here, these bars are here. You see this little wispy histogram line, this kind of like shaded area. That shaded area is the average. It's the average over a 45 candle period count. Okay, so I feel like anything, I did 45 because it has a lot of significance from a time perspective. Okay, in various different time frames. And I think it's a good enough. I think it's a good enough thing. On a daily basis, that's a month and a half. That's a good measure for average volume. I think if we can get above this, that's good. Alongside of breaking out of this downward sloping trend here. Okay, and I think we will. I think that we will. We're holding support well. It does kind of seem as though we have a descending triangle, but I wouldn't call this a descending triangle. I mean, it is. Descending triangles perform typically to the downside, but whenever you're bullish like this, when you're in a bullish trend, which we are, the odds of success to the downside are lesser. The odds to the upside are actually greater, even though it's a bearish pattern. So, like normally, there's 60% of the time that they work out to the downside. In this circumstance, it's like 60% of the time they work out to the upside. Still a 40% chance that we could go down, though. Okay. Hopefully there wasn't anything bad there. I don't think there is. I'm a family man. I'm a man of God. Anyways, 1 hour time frame here. Holding support at these lows, 44, 40. Getting overbought, not getting oversold. Love to see it, man. It looks good. Stochastics look great. The MACD is basically at these same levels that we found support. We can go lower. Again, this thought that I was opening up the video with, we can go lower. Maybe we break out of our triangle, whatever you want to call it here. Maybe we're just continuing our bull flag, whatever. 4 hour time frame here. Let's actually look also. Let's look at Onyx and just see what they've got going on. Onyx wallet currently going under maintenance. It's been going under a lot of maintenance over this past month, and I think it's because of the Goliath mainnet testing and stuff like that. I would assume, right? I haven't seen it go under this much maintenance over the past 6 months than I have in the past month, right? And then this is the month that it's going to launch. So, I mean, I think that makes sense. I don't think that's a bad thing at all. It's a good thing. Put it under maintenance. Pay attention to your stuff and make it work. Good. Who's counting down the days? We definitely are, man. At this point, we've got 11 days. 11 days. Stake OnyxCoin received 25%. What's crazy is we're spoiled because 25% is low, right? We're used to 30%, 40%, whatever, like somewhere in that range, right? But no, 25% is fine. It's not just a competitive APR. It's by far the best. You can't find anything. If you find anything that has a higher APR or even a comparable APR to this, wait 1 month. OnyxCoin might be at like 24%. Whatever's at 25 or higher right now in 1 month it'll be like half or less. It's momentary. Where this has been very consistent. anyways, nothing new, nothing too new. Stochastics are coming down a little bit. We could bounce here. We've bounced here before, but it didn't last, to be fair. We found resistance here before. We could bounce here, but maybe we do come down a little bit more. Again, don't be afraid if we see lower lows here, okay? And I wouldn't want to see it, but even if we came like all the way back down to 0.005, you guys, we still have higher lows. As long as we're maintaining that, I really don't have a problem. I don't want to see this, but I'm not going to be discouraged at these lows. Maybe a little bit, but it's not like not a frightening discouragement. Just like I want us to rip right now. We've been patient. We've been faithful. Let's reap the rewards of that. The MACD looks bullish. The RSI, the stochastics overall, they're all bullish. So I don't really have any problems with this. Again, you look at the RSI, and you've got this higher low dynamic with these higher highs here, building building up to this overbought zone. Notice how we didn't even really get that overbought. We didn't even get above the 80. We're seeing stronger readings here, right? Even though this is tied up at the highest point with this point here, notice how this consistency, it's just stronger overall, okay? It's a stronger move overall. We get back in the overbought zone, it will produce stronger moves as well. So that's what we're hoping for. Maintain this kind of upward sloping path. I think we will. We can go a little bit lower and still maintain that path. Daily time frame, and let's wrap this up, okay? Come on now. I need to get some water, man. The mornings are rough. I don't know why. I know why. It's because I live in Colorado and the air is dry. You guys, we haven't had any snow. Talk about dry air. I mean, with that being said, it is kind of foggy, actually, outside. It's not normally foggy. Anyways, I guess it's not dry out. My throat's just dry. I might be coming down with something. A case of distractions. 006 is the price getting overbought. Now, a lot of people, whenever they look at the RSI, they see getting overbought and they see it as, okay, it's time to sell. And, you know, to be fair, that might have worked out more or less the last couple of times that's happened, right? If you sold right when we got overbought here, well, you didn't sell the high. You sold at 1.6 cents. The high was at 2 cents. You didn't sell the high. But if you sold there and you waited a month, you probably felt smart, right? If you sold when we got overbought here, you know, that was it? Let's see where it was. You technically weren't overbought on the 3rd. You were overbought on the 4th. The 4th is right here. Okay, so if you sold when you got overbought there, you basically missed the whole move. Getting into the overbought zone, as far as I look at it, is a sign of strength. It's a sign of strength, and you want signs of strength. You don't want signs of weakness. And I think the way that we word this is wrong, right? We shouldn't say overbought, oversold. We should say bullish control zone, bearish control zone. That's really how you should think of it, right? Sign of strength, sign of weakness. That's what it should be, right? When we got oversold here, was that the best time to buy? I mean, retrospectively, in comparison to the rest of this price action, sure, it was a really good place to buy, but if you waited like a couple weeks or a month, you actually bought at much better prices. Same thing here. I think that if we wait a couple weeks or a month, we're going to have much, much better prices. Stochastics look good. The MACD, man, this is one of the more exciting things too, is this cross above the 0, right? Here's the cool thing, right? We've talked about this cross a couple of times, so I think this is something to just like to think about here, all right? The first time that we crossed back here, well, not the very first time, but this first instance, I'm not the only one who's sick apparently. This first instance of crossing above the 0, that promoted a 260% move. This next instance here of crossing above the 0 promoted a 52% move. This one here created a 216% move crossing above the 0. Here we are, right on the precipice of crossing above the 0. We've already moved up. And again, this movement here, once we were crossing above the 0, once we were there, that was like the beginning of this move. It wasn't we weren't at the end of this move when we were already crossed by the time that we were up here. We started to cross down here at the lows. We're just starting to cross now, right? The blue line's starting to cross, the orange line's starting to cross. Hold on, guys. I just never heard her cough that much. I'm like, are you okay? You need water. I'll get you some, okay? I'm almost done anyways. Yeah, that's the thought. I'm excited to see what fruit this bears, what we get from this. Some people are telling me that I'm not bullish enough, that we're going to go all the way up to prices that are at like 4 cents, 5 cents, 18 cents, new all-time highs. I hope so. I hope I'm not bullish enough. That'd be great. But for now, let's keep our heads grounded. Let's stay focused, right? I do think that OnyxCoin moves fast when it wants to, and we could absolutely from here, from 006, move all the way up to prices that are just below 1 cent. That's good enough. We could see something that's above 1 cent. We absolutely could, by the 27th, by the launch of Goliath in the next 11 days, we absolutely could be at 1.7 to 2.5 cents. This is the technical target area. Do I think that we're going to go higher than that in time? Sure. I just don't think it's going to be all one fell swoop right now. If we see another 2-week period like this, that's awesome. That would be awesome. But again, think about the context of OnyxCoin's history, right? This little dash line is where we are now. We moved fast through this area, right? Very fast through this area. We moved very fast through this area, okay? Here, kind of slow, but we're finding support in this area. And then whenever we moved up, very fast. There's not a whole lot of selling pressure, I think, from here. It wouldn't be hard for the price to launch. I absolutely would not be surprised in the least if by the end of this month of March or sometime in April, we were at 1.7 to 2.5 cents. I don't think that we're just going to break through that zone on the first attempt, right? We put some lines here at the 1618. It's like at these points of resistance, some support back here. Put it at the 1272, support back here. It's not the most significant, but something in this area, we've found significance there before. I wouldn't be surprised if we did again. Just because we find resistance there doesn't mean it's the end of all things. We probably do continue to grow, but I digress, right? It's completely possible and a valid thought, even, that we find resistance here just below 1 cent. We could. Buy Goliath, buy the mainnet launch. And if you're looking at that and you're saying, no, that's not good enough, I agree. I would want more too. But at the same time, it doesn't matter what we think. It's going to do what it does. And a 46% pump to a 56% pump over the next 11 days is nothing to be disappointed about. Okay? I digress. I got nothing else to say. Hit the like button, subscribe. I am personally expecting that we will see higher highs here. I don't think that this double bottom is all for naught. I don't think so. I think we're going to get above that point, and this will be our target area. My question isn't will we get there, it's when will we get there. Is this going to be all related to the Goliath pump, or will we get the sell the news event from the Goliath pump and then maybe form some structure and continue to grow? All things go well with Goliath. System checks are perfect. No bugs, no glitches, or maybe if there is a bug, it's a minor bug and they fix it immediately. Whatever, it goes well, smooth, and that's a cause for being excited too, because not only did they build the product, but they built a good product. Whatever it is, hit that like button, subscribe. Thank you all for being here. If I had to guess where we're going ultimately, I would definitely put my money on 1.7 to 2.5 cents. Thank you all. Take care. Bye bye.